Hi, my name is Ursula and this is my first ever YouTube video, so please don't expect it to be perfect. I'm making this video to raise awareness of black mental health issues within the UK. I've scoured the internet myself looking for videos around black mental health from, you know, real people, real grassroots people, not from professionals or psychiatrists or psychologists. I just wanted videos that were made by real people, black people, UK based, around mental health. And I've really struggled to find any, if I'm honest. The ones I did find were all, you know, done by professionals, speaking on the issues of mental health. And the reason I wanted a video, I wanted to find a video, was because I felt like I wanted something I could connect to, somebody else that I could see and say, yes, I understand what you're going through. Yes, I know what that feels like, or I know what that feels like. And not being able to find that, some months back, I decided that I was going to do one myself. And as soon as I had that thought, alarm bells started ringing in my head, because, you know, you start panicking and you start thinking, well, what's the black community going to think and say? What's your friends, the little friends that you have, are going to say? What acquaintances, the church, you know, all these kind of things came into my head, and I was really worried about what people would say, what people would think. Black mental health is not something that the black community like to talk about, and for that reason I decided, you know, I kept putting it off, and it was basically out of fear. I was very much afraid. And as my mental health has, you know, had ups and downs and good times and bad times, I've just kind of felt like, you know what, you need to do this. You need to do this for you. You need to do this for the other people out there who, like you, are also looking for something that is not there. And never mind what other people say or think or what it's going to cost you, because it is going to cost me. People are not going to be, not everybody is going to be accepting and welcoming of what I'm doing. And so I remember a statement that I read that said, I used to care about what other people thought until I tried to pay my bills with their opinions. And I remember thinking, that is so true. You know, if you go through life being afraid of everything because of what people are going to say, think or do, you will never achieve anything. You will never be anything. And you will never help anybody else. It isn't always about what you can achieve, what you can do. It's about helping other people. And I decided to make this video for me, and for the other one person out there whom this might help. And I want to talk, as I said at the beginning, about black mental health. I'm going to talk about me, because I know about me. I am 42 years old. I am a single mother. I am a woman. I am black. You know, and straight away all these things you've got going against you. Straight away you're in the minority because you're a woman. You're in the minority because you're black. You're in the minority because you're a single parent. But I'm also a Christian as well. And I know that there'll be a lot of faith leaders who will not want me to be saying this, because I know from personal experience that a lot of faith leaders don't like to admit that they have people in their churches with mental health issues. They're very embarrassed and ashamed. It doesn't look good for the church. But I know it's also behind every single faith door: Muslim, Sikh, Hindu, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventists, you name it. It is behind every single faith door, this fear of mental health issues and the stigma that goes along with it. So that's basically me. I'm a survivor of childhood rape and sexual abuse. My childhood was plagued by rape and sexual abuse from a very young age. When I say very young, I'm talking 3 up. right into my late teens. I've had psychiatric input since I was 7 years old, because from a very young age I was a very troubled child. But you cannot be abused in any way as a child and it not affect you somehow. And from a very young age there was sexual abuse, there was mental and emotional and psychological abuse from my mother. There was a lot of physical abuse, there was a lot of verbal abuse, constantly told that you're stupid and you're pathetic and you're weak and you're useless and you're nothing and you'll never amount to anything. And that was my childhood. And so I started drinking when I was very young. I was about 9 years old when I first started drinking. I worked out that vodka and rum looked like water and that I could drink it and water it down, because there was always stuff like that in the house. And so I started drinking when I was very young to try and cope with all the different types of abuse that I was going through and being subjected to. And I do believe that that is where my mental health issues started. In my childhood, I do believe that if I'd had even a tiny bit of a normal childhood, that I would not have the mental health issues that have dogged me for 42 years. And went through my childhood. I used to self-harm a lot when I was a child, as well as the drinking. And it was only when I was 21, when I went out one night clubbing with some girlfriends and collapsed, that a doctor said to me, look, you need to stop drinking or you are going to die, because what's left of your liver cannot take any more. He said if I didn't stop drinking I would be dead within a year. And so I stopped drinking. But when you remove a crutch, you have to replace it with something else. And so I replaced my crutch with more self-harming. I increased my self-harming. Then in my mid-20s I met my ex-husband and basically married a man that I didn't love. I just was not in a good place at the time when I met him. I'd just come out of a relationship with somebody who I was very much in love with, and to this day actually is the only man I've ever actually loved. And married this man and had 2 children with him, and it was just a lot of domestic violence. In the 6 years that we were married there was a lot of domestic violence, and after 6 years I just couldn't take it anymore, especially when I realised that it was starting to affect the children, that they were starting to see what was going on, and would, you know, hear things, hear the beatings. It just wasn't fair on them. So I decided to leave, move from London, and just get away. But by then I was very broken, very damaged, very hurt. And in the years that I've been here 12 years now in this city, and in those 12 years I've had 4 breakdowns, 4 complete mental breakdowns. And